What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. We're going to be looking at Regigigas and the Ancient Wisdom ability, where once per turn, if you have Regirock, Regice, Registeel, Regieleki, and Regidrago all in play, you may attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to any one of your Pokemon. This is pretty cool on its own, but what makes it pretty sweet, and I've seen a deck list similar to this running around, and so I've kind of tweaked it and edited it a little bit. If anybody knows the original creator of this list, definitely let me know, because I'd be very interested to kind of get to know their feelings on it. But what this deck kind of focuses around doing is actually utilizing Thorton in order to jump into different kind of more important Pokemon. Since the Regis on their own are okay, but none of them are really spectacular, especially since we lost the other Registeel that we had before and the other Regidrago that we used to kind of hit bigger damage numbers. Now that those are gone, we kind of need to utilize matchup charts and things like that. So, like, we run the regular Iron Hands or the base Iron Hands, so that way we can use its Super Alloy Hands, which does 80 damage, but if the opponent's active Pokemon is an EX or a V, then it does 80 more. Doing 160 for, 3 energies isn't fantastic, but if it's Lugia, if it's Pidgeot EX, whatever, we're hitting for weakness, so we get to knock it out, which is pretty big. We have Radiant Charizard that can hit for big damage. It's very easy to power it up all the time and kind of keep replacing it, since we can Thorton to it and utilize its high damage threshold of 250. And we also have Pinsir for hitting things like Roaring Moon, or the Charizard EXs and things like that, so it works out pretty well for us there. We also have the ability to utilize Regieleki in order to snipe the bench, taking out things like a barrel or whatever we need to in that sense. So yeah, we also, as our A-spec of choice, we're actually running Legacy Energy, and I know I said Luminous Energy a lot, or I was saying Legacy Energy before when I meant Luminous Energy. This time, I actually mean Legacy Energy, though we are running Luminous Energy as well. But what this is going to allow us to do, since we're playing all single prize cards, it allows us to kind of play a 7 prize card game rather than a 6 prize card game. So yeah, it's pretty good. And we also run the Luminous Energy as well in order to make sure that we're filling up our requirements for energy kind of whenever we have to. We run a couple Earthen Vessels in order to help find it. We run the research. And we also are running a bunch of super odds to make sure that all of our Regis, we're able to kind of get them whenever we need to. So that's the list, guys. Definitely let me know what you think of the list and any changes that you would make. I think this list is super interesting. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully I'm able to do it justice. And I will see you guys in Game 1 in a moment. Just for final announcements, be sure to check out the deck list. It's down in the description. Along in the description is the link to the community Discord. We'd love to have you in it. A lot of times we're just in there deck building and coming up with different concepts and things like that, playing games, so forth and so on. So everybody in the community, definitely welcome to join. Feel free. It's a fun time. And also on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. EST, we are having our second community Discord tournament. It's completely free to enter, so if you're interested, check it out in the description down below. Join up, and we would love to have you in it. So yeah, that's going to be it for all the announcements, all that kind of stuff. My 100th video also went up sometime. I believe it would come out on the same day as this one, so be sure to check that out. It's just kind of like a channel update and a thank you video and all that kind of stuff, so, check it out. And I will see you guys in Game 1 in a moment. Peace out. Alright, we're into game number 1, and we're going to be going first. We'll see what our opponent's playing momentarily. We open kind of okay. We'll see what we're able to get off the PokéStop. Right now, we don't really have anything as real draw supporters. We definitely want to get these out of our hand. For right now, we'll just kind of lead the Rock and the Steel. And we'll see if we can get ourselves in like an Ultra Ball or something like that. We get another PokéStop, so we're going to lay that down. Looks like we're up against Charizard EX. We do get the Ultra Ball. So we can get both these out of our hand. Grab ourselves the Regigigas for now. Throw that down and pass our turn. On the next turn, we will PokéStop again. and see what we're able to find. The upside to playing against Charizard is that we will be able to utilize the Pinsir as well as other options. The Iono actually helps us a lot there. We can actually even pull up the Rotom and knock it out with the Regirock. So it actually all kind of works out for us in the end. We also have the ability to like boss up the Pidgeot. So one of the other things that's actually pretty nice about this deck is we'll have the ability a lot of the time. What we can actually do here is just discard this and this. Grab ourselves the Lecky. Place that down. Then we can Super Rod to put the steel back in. Since we're going to be discarding all this anyway, may as well do it now. We do get ourselves the Regice. And we do have the Earthen Vessel. We'll get rid of one Thorton for now. We'll grab ourselves a Fire Energy. And we'll grab the Steel Energy. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll spin the PokéStop. We're actually hoping we discard an energy. Perfect. Obviously, getting rid of the other Thorton isn't super ideal, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. What we can do is go Fighting Energy and Electric Energies. And we can even throw down the Legacy Energy. So that way we can Giga Impact, knock out the Charmander. Which isn't as important, like right this second. We do have the Earthen Vessel, but really why it's going to be more relevant is we'll have the ability. So let's say they knock us out, right? We can always just place the new Regirock down, and we'll have the ability, like, we can boss up the Rotom or whatever we want to do. So they get rid of the Kieran. If we can get ourselves into a Thorton, that'd be so huge on the next turn. There's the Eerie. We will lose the Earthen Vessel, but again, that doesn't really matter. The other benefit, too, of the Legacy Energy right now is that even if we get our Regirock knocked out, we don't give up the prize card, which is totally fine. So there's the Charizard. So they will be able to bring that in to attack us, but we can go into our Regidrago and start attacking if we want to, or even we can just get a little bit of damage off with the Registeel to kind of be able to decide what we want to do in the moment. So yeah, we'll go Regidrago. There's the Luminous Energy. We can throw down Regirock. We will spin the PokéStop. We get the Super Rod and the Ultra Ball. What we can do here is get rid of this and the Registeel again. That'll get us a new Regidrago for the following turn. And for now, we'll go Luminous Energy, Ancient Wisdom, grab ourselves the Fire, and we'll grab the Electric Energy, because why not? And then we can Giant Fangs here, if we want. Yeah. So we'll go Giant Fangs here. Not that that really matters, it's just to get a little bit of extra damage off. It'll make it so that way, if we want to be able to Thorton into the Iron Hands later, we'll have enough damage on it that we can KO it. But also, what we're really looking to do is that this is about to get KO'd, right? The Regidrago. But we already got another one from our... We already got one from our deck, so... What can end up happening here is that they knock this out, we bring in Regirock. Oh, a little bit unfortunate. I wanted to be able to boss up the Rotom V. Okay, perfect. I can still do exactly that. And I can actually even Pal Pad my Thorntons back in. That's pretty huge. So there's the Blazing Darkness. We can bring in Regirock. We do have the research for next turn. We can Pal Pad in both Thorntons for later when that becomes a little bit more relevant. We can Nest Ball out our Regidrago. Though we are going to want to look for the Super Rod in order to utilize that later on. We can go Fighting Energy, Luminous Energy, and we'll throw on the electric one for fun. We can drop the boss's orders, pull up the Rotom, and then from here, yeah, we'll just Giga Impact. We'll take 2 prizes, which is our other Legacy and a Regigigas. There is a Charmeleon. So what's going to end up happening here is that our Regirock is going to get KO'd. What we'll do before we do anything is that we'll put our Regieleki into the active. Right? That's going to be like step 1. Since if we get into Thornton, we can place down our second Regigigas or our second Regieleki, Thornton that away, get whatever Regi we're missing. In this case, it'll end up being Regirock. Okay, that's a little annoying, but not the biggest deal in the world. Because then we could snipe that out with the barrel. What we'll end up doing here, though, is probably just going research. We do get the Regieleki. We could... Let's spin first, see if we get the Super Rod. We do, which is pretty big. Because what we can do here is we'll grab ourselves 1 rock. We'll go double rock and a Drago. That way we can put those back into the deck. We can Earthen Vessel. Grab both of these. Or we'll grab the Grass Energy. We can Dragon Sword here. All of this is just to thin our deck a little bit more. There is our Regirock. And what we can do is just research. We can Ancient Wisdom. So we'll go Luminous, Grass, and a Fighting. And then from here, we'll Giant Fangs. Unfortunately, it doesn't KO. We're 10 damage short, which obviously kind of sucks a little bit. But we have another Drago in deck that we can work on finding. Or even if not, what we'll be able to do is that we can always just Thornton again. And we have the option of sniping out both of these whenever we want. Yeah, so like, even them retreating there, that's totally fine by us, because we're just going to loop Regilekis at this point. The Iono again is actually kind of annoying. But that's fine, we got the Nest Ball, so we're still in the same spot. Like, we have so many options to get back into our, like, our Regis that it doesn't really matter, but it is a little bit annoying. Because we should have... Yeah. We have, like, all the options we could possibly need. And we can just hold on to the Heavy Ball as well as just an option to utilize with the Ultra Ball. So they go Blazing Darkness. We bring in our Regieleki. We could play down the PokéStop if we wanted, but for right now we can hold on to it. We'll grab ourselves the Drago. That way we can Ancient Wisdom. Throw down the double Electric Energy, and we'll throw down the Legacy Energy for fun. We can Targeted Bolt to snipe out. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot that it's Terra, so it's immune. Oh, I'm so dumb. Alright, I mean, that's fine. It doesn't matter. As long as I get into Thorton, it's gonna end up being the exact same situation. Oh, but I can't believe I was so dumb and messed that up. I mean, it's fine. I can just go... Like I said, as long as I get into one Thorton, I can grab Pinsir, knock this out, and then just KO the Barrel or the Charmander. So it doesn't really matter, but it definitely is annoying. We'll go Regice into the active, since it's one that's more expendable. There's Regirock. We'll place the PokéStop down. Alright. We'll Pokégear. We get ourselves the Thorton. Let's Heavy Ball here. We do get the Radiant Charizard. That's kind of nice. Don't we have... We should have the other Regieleki in deck, right? Am I wrong? So if I get rid of this and this... Yeah, there it is. I was gonna say, I was like, I should have it. Alright. I was being a little dramatic for no reason. I mean, I definitely made a huge mistake, but what we'll do is we will Ancient Wisdom. Then we can go Grass Energy, Luminous Energy, Fighting Energy. Then we can Thorton, grab ourselves the Pinsir, bring this in. We can Reckless Throw, taking the knockout, grab ourselves 2 more prizes. Which is a second Switch Cart and a Heavy Ball. That should have been game, though. When we attack with Regieleki, it should have been on the Barrel. So, obviously, we made a huge mistake. I completely forgot about the Terra type thing. Because it, like, never comes up. but definitely a big mistake on my part. They can go Charizard here, knock us out, but as long as we're able to get into our Regice, then we're totally fine. We have 9 cards in deck. We know that there is one Regice in there. And if that happens, then we're totally fine. And we'll be able to draw 4 cards off the Regidrago. Or 3 cards, rather. So our odds are kind of high. I don't think there's anything else that'll really help us at this point. They go Max Bell. They Ultra Ball out Manaphy here. I was gonna say, if they Ultra Ball out Manaphy here, they're a demon. There's the rare candy for the Charizard EX. Again, none of that is really all that relevant to us. All we need is our Regice. They can knock out our Regigigas. That makes this a bit harder, because now we need Thorton. We need Thorton and Regice. So we'll lead Pinsir. Okay, so we get the Nest Ball. That gets us Regice. We have the option of a Pokégear and Thorton. So we can Heavy Ball here just to get that out of our hand. Then what we can do is Switch Cart, bring in Regidrago, draw ourselves a couple cards. Perfect. So we get the Thorton. So what we can do is Switch Cart, bring our Regieleki back in, Thorton, grab ourselves our Gigas, switch that with the Pinsir, which allows us to use our Ancient Wisdom. So we can go Electric Energy, and Luminous Energy. We'll throw down the water for fun. We'll Pokégear just to see what we got. Let's grab the Research for fun. Yes, we can just end the game, but we'll go ahead and now Targeted Bolt. I just wanted to play all my cards. We'll get rid of the barrel. We'll get rid of our energy. And we'll win a game that should have been won a little bit in a way that was much less stressful. But we obviously made a bit of a mistake where we had the we had the option to knock out the barrel much sooner than we did, and we kind of failed to do that because I'm an idiot and I forgot about the Terra type thing for a moment because I was kind of tunnel visioned on the Charizard EX. So don't make the same mistake I did. But obviously, there's always still... Okay, not always, but there's like 90% of the time, there's a way to win. We were able to find it, thanks to the power of Thorton in this deck being kind of ridiculous. So yeah, that's game number 1, guys. You know, my mistakes aside, pretty fun game. And so I will see you guys in game 2 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2. We're going to be going first. We'll see what our opponent's playing in a moment. We open Regirock, and not all that much else. We do have a Nest Ball available to us. We are up against a Miraidon list. So we'll be able to utilize Regirock for weakness, but right now we don't really have much going for us. We'll see. Hopefully we're able to get into some better pieces. We can throw the electric energy down for right now. If we get knocked out, it doesn't matter. It's going to go into the discard pile regardless. If it doesn't, we'll be able to Regigate. There's the Techno Radar that can get them double Iron Crown or 1 Crown and 1 Iron Hands. So they go double Crown. There's a second Techno Radar. They get rid of the Switch Cart. That can get them 1 more Crown and a Hands, which is what they grab. If they don't have an energy in hand, that would be so cool. But I assume they do. They miss the electric generator. Ah. That would have been so cool if they... Alright, the Iono might actually end up helping us because our hand was not very good. But it would have been so sick if they didn't get an energy there. Okay, this isn't much better, if I'm honest. We do have the 1 energy to go onto our Regidrago. Wow, and they got the booster capsule. They didn't knock us out, though, which is kind of cool. We could potentially be able to utilize that. Realistically, it probably is going to get knocked out, though, so we can just play the grass energy on there for the future. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves the Regigigas for now off the Nest Ball. We'll go Pokégear to grab ourselves a Professor's Research. Get ourselves a whole new hand. We get another Nest Ball, so we can use that to get ourselves the Regice. So we're looking for Steel, and we're looking for Regieleki. We will have the ability, so we're gonna go PokéStop here. Alright, that's like the thing we want it the least to have happen. Oh, we don't want ice. We'll take the... Actually, we'll take the Registeel for now. Since we can actually utilize a boss later on to boss up the Mew, since it doesn't have a retreat cost, we'll be able to hit it for 220 and knock it out with Registeel. Obviously, Regirock will get KO'd here, though, which means we can Thorton in order to get ourselves out the rock again, like if we really want to. It makes sense not to draw anything off the Techno Radar, so that we get more cards out of their hand, so they can try to restart. Okay, so they just choose to fill their hand. So they can go peak acceleration again. If they don't, then we could... I mean, if they don't, then we just Regigate. But the chances of that are extremely low. Yeah, so they're going to place the baton down. What we can do to try to get into the last of our pieces is we can place down the Pinsir. We can use the Thorton. They've definitely gotten unlucky with the generators. I think they missed all three, which definitely sucks. So they'll peak acceleration. They get to take one more prize card. And then what we'll do is that we'll bring in Regidrago. We're going to burn as many cards out of our hand as possible, so that way we can find our Regieleki. And if we're able to do that, then we're fine. We do find the Heavy Ball. Doesn't get us anything, which is obviously a little bit unfortunate. We'll go ahead and PokéStop real quick. We're looking for like an Ultra Ball. The Switch Cart's okay. Obviously getting the Charizard in the discard pile is also nice for us. Though, again, we don't have a real... We don't really have like a real way to get our Lecky. What we can do is utilize Thorton in order to get the Regirock. We can go and just kind of throw the water energy down. Not that it really does anything, but we're looking to just get cards out of our hand right now. We can go Super Rod to throw the other Regirock back in. Shuffle. And then we will Dragon Sword here. We are able to find the Regieleki. That's huge. We also have the Vacuum for next turn. All really big for us. We can go Luminous Energy, Grass, and we can just throw on the Fighting Energy because it doesn't matter. We'll go Giant Fangs, knocking out the Miraidon. We'll take one prize card. We get the Super Rod, not as relevant. But what's pretty good for us here is that we do have the boss and the Switch Cart, along with the Lost Vacuum. So we have a lot of pieces. And as long as we're able to get into Regidrago, we can either bring in our Regirock and hit this for weakness, knocking that out. Or we can boss up the Mew and utilize our Registeel and knock that out. So we have options. We'll bring in Registeel. There is the Legacy Energy. We'll go ahead and PokéStop first. We do get the Ultra Ball and the Super Rod. So what we can do is Super Rod real quick, just to throw in the Drago. What we can do is we'll Lost Vacuum the Switch card away for right now. We'll get rid of the Heavy Baton. Then what we can do is Earthen Vessel, pass the Legacy Energy, grab the Fire, Ultra Ball. Get rid of this and this. Grabbing ourselves the Regidrago. Placing that down. Now what we can do is pull out the Mew. We can Ancient Wisdom. We can throw the Legacy Energy down, the Steel Energy, and the Fighting Energy. We can Heavy Slam, knocking out the Mew. Grabbing 2 more prize cards. One of us being the Ultra Ball and the Research. So now what we can do is, like, we're in a position where if they bring the Iron Hands in to knock us out, they'll only take 1 prize card even off the amp since we have the Legacy Energy. We can bring in the Regirock. We can Ultra Ball away whatever we draw. We don't really care. We can bring in Regirock after, power it up, knock out the Iron Hands, and then they're gonna kind of be back to being stuck. Alright, so they're gonna go Iron Crown. We should have options still in our deck left. If they choose to not attack us here, then what we could potentially do is attempt to, like, dig for Thorton, which I believe we should still have in our deck. I can't remember, but we should, so that way we could just Thorton into Radiant Charizard and start attacking. Like, that's also always an option. They pass. We do get the Regirock. We could... So, let's PokéStop here to see if we get the Pokégear. We do not. We end up just losing a lot of pieces that we kind of would have preferred. So, let's see. We have the option to retreat. We can go into Regieleki from here if we want, and we can just start kind of attempting to snipe out the bench, which is also an option. I think that's what we'll end up doing. We'll go Ancient Wisdom. We can go Legacy, Fire, or Electric and Fire. We can Targeted Bolt. We'll put the damage down onto the Iron Hands. Since even now, we're not really super worried about the amp. Since I don't think there's anything they can I don't think there's anything they can, like, repower up. Like, even if they retreat, bring this in, go amp, we can do the same play where we Ultra Ball, find our other Regieleki, and just kind of go from there. Since, like, they'll go down to 1 prize. Yeah, so that was fine there. Like, even if we give up the Legacy Energy, because, or yeah, even if we give up the Legacy Energy there, it doesn't really matter because we can always use Ancient Wisdom to reapply it and deny that one prize card. So even though they're technically at 3 and then can amp for 2, they're not really at 1 prize. They're still technically kind of like at 2 without a way to actively power up like something new. So the game was going to be won there. Obviously, our opponent kind of just quit the game, but we were in a position that we were going to be able to win kind of regardless. So yeah, that's game number 1 or game number 2, and I'll see you guys in game number 3 in a moment. Peace. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and so I wanted to put this at the end of the video. I was going to do 3 games, but after reviewing, game number 1 is really long. It's like 21 or like 22 minutes, and I didn't want the video to go too long, so we're going to cut it to just 2 games. If you wanted a 3rd game, my apologies, but I didn't want the video to be super long. Trying to cut the video timers down just a little bit, since altogether the video is already going to be like 40 minutes long. If I do another game, since I'm playing like a 7 prize card deck kind of thing, it definitely, the games go a little long, so the video would be like over an hour. So I didn't want to do that for the channel. I want to keep videos kind of in that 30 to 40 minute range. Going over an hour consistently may not be the best play, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys like the deck. Definitely let me know what you think of the list or any changes that you would make. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, sorry for no 3rd game, but just didn't want the video to go too long. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to join the community Discord if you haven't already. Be sure to join the community tournament coming up on June 15th at 6:30 p.m. EST. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the deck with a friend of yours if you'd like, or whatever. And yeah, thank you guys again for all the support. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.